Family, good morning. It is Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Today is Monday. It is the month of March. Can I get a roll tide inside the comment box? I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is March 2nd. I told you, February gone. We enter March, and there's going to be so much that's going on in March, right? You have spring football coming up. That starts next Monday, if you can believe that. You got the SEC basketball tournament. You got March Madness. It's going to be action-packed. So I appreciate you guys rocking with me each and every day right here on Bama Football on YouTube Live, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. as major news happens. And, of course, covering spring football all month long right here on Bama Football. And you know what? I mean, I think with A-Day, because we have A-Day, I think, is on what? The April 11th. So, yeah, I mean, we have, a lot to talk about today. I mean, it was an action-packed weekend. I hope you guys had a good reset as well. And as I kind of start out the program, I wanted to ask you this. Like, new month, you know what I'm saying, going into spring football. So, yeah, thank you so much. I feel good. Yeah, I feel great. I feel rested. I feel, had a chance to hang out with the family, celebrated Lacey's birthday. But as I start the program, let me ask you this. What is Coach Kalen DeBoer's approval rating on a scale of 1 to 10 as we open the show? And as we open the month of March, I was thinking about that. I was like, okay, because I started thinking about like the combine, and I started thinking about the guys that were leaving. So what is Coach Kalen DeBoer's kind of approval rating kind of entering spring football? Scale of 1 to 10, Kalen DeBoer's approval rating. I think it's gotta be up there because, and you know what? I think it kind of went up a little bit over the last month. I can't really tell you why. I think we've kind of gotten past last year, and we are a little bit more optimistic going into this next football season, right? I'm not gonna get caught up in like all of the world saying that like Bama's always gonna be like to the national media like down in the preseason, right? But I don't know, Like, to me, I think that things are stabilized. I think that things are in a good spot. And it might be like, I'm not trying to be like Daniel St. 4, of course, coming off his birthday, right? There he is, man. Right on the money, man. Daniel St. 4, start to show off. Perfect, bro. I think it's higher than that. I really do. I think his approval rating's probably hovering around like 7 or 8, something like that, which I think is amazing going into year 3. Now, this is a pivotal year for Coach Kalen DeBoer, right? I mean, things don't go well for him, right? That schedule on the back end is going to be tough. Good morning to everybody. I appreciate you guys coming with it. What's up, William? Hi, no, Amanda. What's good? We'll do some shout-outs here in just a minute. Thank you so much. Bruce, what's up? So think about that. Kind of chew on that, the March approval rating for Coach Kalen DeBoer. It's just something I thought about kind of as we're getting into the month of March. I appreciate all 25 of you being here as we kick off the show. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys being here. All right. Wanted to kind of enter the month talking about the Alabama defense, right? And we spent last week talking about Alabama's offense. And I think kind of what we learned about Alabama's offense is that there's question marks, right? You have question marks at the quarterback position. You have question marks at the running back, wide receiver. Everywhere is a question on the offense. A lot more questions than I thought, right? And we're going to find that stuff out as we get, into the season. But there's question marks. It's a completely new thing under a second-year offensive coordinator. But with the Alabama defense, I don't necessarily have those same questions. I think I have a couple of questions, and I'll ask you guys throughout, the week on that. But I kind of have more statements about the Bama defense. And the Bama defense is absolutely loaded. And let me just ask you, and starting tomorrow, we'll start discussing kind of the defense unit by unit. But what would you say Alabama, it's March, you haven't seen anything, right? You're kind of just going off what we've been talking about, what you've been reading out there. But what would you say that Alabama's defense is on a scale of 1 to 10? Like, just shoot. Like, coming into the season, just knowing what you know, what is Alabama's defense on a scale of 1 to 10? I would probably say, like, if I'm answering that question, I'd probably say, like, 7.5? Could I say 8 for the defense? I think probably 7 might be comfortable. And I'll kind of walk you through why it might not be 8. And it has to do, and long story short, it has to do with the inside linebackers. If I can see the inside linebackers during kind of the spring window and get some feedback from like the coaches and hear what Coach Kalen DeBoer is saying about his inside linebackers, then I'm going to feel a little bit better. But until now, I don't know. And that's a big reason why Alabama's defense was so good last year, was because of the Alabama linebackers, right? Nikhai Hill-Green, Justin Jefferson, Deontay Lawson. By the way, those guys look great at the Combine. We'll talk about the Combine in just a minute. Appreciate you guys being here. 35 of you. I appreciate y'all. If you take a minute, hit the thumbs up too. I appreciate it. But when I think about the defense, you clearly know where I'm going to start, right? And it's like it has to start with the secondary. The secondary is crazy. This might be one of the most highly anticipated secondary units that we've had. And the playmakers in this room are elite. And this isn't talk. Like, this is the truth. This is fact. We can kind of guesstimate that the defensive line, the transfers coming in, right? The guys are going to be good. We're excited to see kind of, Terrence Green, right? Devin Tompkins. We're excited about those guys. But we don't know, like, how they're actually going to fit in. We're excited about it. But, like, with the secondary, you got Xavier Brown and Dejon Lee. Let me ask you a question. What does Dejon Lee go by? What do you call Dejon Lee? Like, if you, like, what's his nickname? Do you all know it? I pray you know it. Because I did a short video yesterday. And someone was like, what did you call him? I was like, I called him Mustard. And they're like, why are you calling him Mustard? He's literally, his name's Dejon Lee. He goes by Mustard on Instagram. I was like, man, somebody was mad. They were like, why are you calling him Mustard? I was like, bro, that's his name. It's Dejon Lee, right? Thank you. Yeah, Mustard. I know. I was like, what? So these guys coming in, man, it's like, woof. And that's just the corner position. We're going to dive into the secondary. You got to start with the returning vet. It's crazy to think, but Xavier Brown now is going to be a junior. So he's like a veteran. Mustard will be going into his second year. Who would you say the third best corner is on this team? Third best corner, like after these guys. Who's like the third best corner? Maybe we haven't even seen him play yet, and because he's just, he's here with Jordan Edmonds, I think is a really interesting prospect. Chuck McDonald, right? And I'm kind of curious to see what happens with Carmelo O'Neal from Mercer, if he plays safety or if they kind of drop him down the corner. That could be interesting. But, you have these two guys coming back, and I think they're kind of this cornerstone of that secondary, along with Bray Hubbard and Keon Sapp. It's still crazy to me that you're getting both those guys back, right? See, 2389, I think the same thing, bro. I think Jordan Edmonds might be. Ryan Harris is saying, Red Morgan. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you, bro. But as we get back to the Alabama defense, this is a group that there's. I feel that this group is going to keep them way out in front at the beginning of the season. This group is going to be the reason that Alabama starts 5-0, 6-0. That's why. The offense is going to find itself, and the offense is going to be really good, but it's just going to take them some time. And usually, the defense, I don't know if like offense or defense usually starts out faster. I guess it kind of just depends. But like in this particular case, Alabama's defense is going to come out guns blazing. This will be one of the top defenses in the SEC immediately. The secondary will be almost impossible to pass against. They finished number 12 last year in the nation. They're going to be better than that. Think about that, right? And I think that's going to allow for Alabama's offense. So, like, as we begin to discuss Alabama's defense, it's really exciting to think about where we could go. This is crazy. 2389, we have 6 future NFL safeties on the roster. I always see Dano inside the comment box talking about Jeriah Edwards. I'm not surprised to see it. Jeriah Edwards, Ivan Taylor, Bray Hubbard, Keon Sabb, right? Who knows where Drake Patrick Jr. is going to play? I think he can play kind of variety of spots. Red Morgan, right? Mustard, Xavier Brown. Oh, think about all those NFL guys. It's crazy. Yeah. Before I get to the observations on kind of the defense, and again, we'll talk about the defense kind of all, this week, but let's do some shout outs. See who's here. And yes, Drake Kirkpatrick, veteran, is coming back, which is exciting, man. I love kind of I don't know if we call it like a comeback story, but I love, people that go through something and come back and like work on themselves. I like stuff like that, that's okay. All right, we got Patreonic. Let's bump this up. There we go. Patreonic, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here. Always here. It's always good. I think we'll take some calls maybe like Wednesday, I was thinking. We'll kind of see where the show is. But we'll take some calls on Wednesday. I was thinking this week. Young C, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. We have Dano. Good morning to you. I know it was your birthday weekend, so I hope you had a really good birthday. Broderick, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, Young C, thank you so much. Bruce Williams, appreciate you, man. Thanks for rolling through. Hope you had a good weekend as well. Bot Ricks, what's up, man? I appreciate you. I know Max Tooney is getting fired up about you being here, Box Ricks. So thank you so much, Bot Ricks, for kicking it with us. We got Chris from New Jersey. Thank you so much. We got Will Hino. What's up, Will? Good morning to you. Thank you very much for joining us. We have, let's see who else we got. Oh, I like when you guys get active inside the comment box. That always hypes me up. 2389 says, Noah Rogers. Yo, Noah Rogers, bro. Didn't you feel like he's twitchy when you're watching his tape? I love people who do kind of the homework. Yeah, I like that. I think he's really twitchy as well, man. Good morning to you. Miss Amanda Jane, good morning. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for rocking with us right here on Bama Football on YouTube. We have Ryan Harris Music. Thank you, bro. Ryan, we still need to get together, bro, and make sure, like going into this season, that we have all the audio crisp, right? So we need to link up, and we're going to do that at some point, bro. Braxton, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Michael Hill, what's up, Michael Hill? Michael Hill's a strong supporter. Michael Hill is like post on our team. You know what I'm saying? He comes with it. AE Videos, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Mr. Cole Covington, hope you had a really nice weekend. Thank you so much for joining us as well. Let's see who else we got up in here. I don't want to miss anybody. Chris G, we got Short Game. Short Game, bro. When are we going to get this going, man? Me and you on the links, right? I want to test out that Short Game. Let's, you know what? Why Short Game? I don't know where you're at. Why can't we go to Highland Park, Birmingham? You ever been there? Who's played Highland Park? Great course, 100%. It's a shorter course, but I like that. It's a nice course. Alan, what's up, man? Coming to us from Vegas, bro. That's what's up. Yeah, we're out in Vegas. What hotel you at? Are you in like Henderson, or are you like in Vegas? We got people. We got a lot of people from Henderson that watch the show. I love it. And Star Wars says that the off season is flying right by, dude. 100%, man. March. You know what? So February is gone. March is a long month, right? March has a little meat on the bone, and April will be good too. So like these months are gonna be action packed, 100%. All right. I have to tell you guys. All right. I have to give a sponsor shout out to Chair Chic. Okay. This is today's sponsor and really this week's sponsor. And I'll go full screen so I can explain. So I have my daughter Lacey right here, who is 13. Right. She celebrated her 13th birthday here in Tuscaloosa, and Chair Chic got us the tables. Got us the tablecloths, got us the beautiful chairs. It was seriously amazing. And if you contact them for your next event, let them know that I sent you. And these are the exact chairs that I used, these gold chairs. And it was so perfect. And she was so happy. And she had such a great time with her friends. And, they came and they spent the night. And it was just such a great weekend. So happy birthday to my daughter, Lacey. Her real birthday is March 7th, but they wanted to spend weekends. I think it's because of spring break. That's why we did a little bit early. But definitely call Chair Chic, because they took care of me, and I definitely know that they take care of you. They're right here in Tuscaloosa, so weddings, I know they do a lot of stuff with fraternities. They have a really big inventory of all sorts of stuff, so they can do, like they were telling me last night, they can do dance floors. They can do like whatever you want in terms of an event, Chair Chic is your place. So 205-534-9613 is the number to call. Tell them that I sent you, and I'd really appreciate it. So that's my beautiful daughter, Lacey, and her friends. So this is my carbon copy right here. So one day she'd probably take over the show. Probably, right? But she, you know what she said? Because I was asking her, I was like, you want to like cover college football? And she was like, no. She was like, I think if I take over the channel, I'll do NFL. And I was like, hey, I'm not mad with that. And by the way, she tried out for Sound of Music. She did not make one of the main roles this time. It's okay, right? There's no entitlement. She tried out. She did her best. She's still going to be in the ensemble. So she's going to be a part of the play. Just didn't get kind of one of the main spots that she was shooting for, but that's okay. We'll continue to, push forward. But anyways, Chair Chic, thank you so much for all that you did for us, and we really appreciate it this weekend. All right, we'll talk the NFL Combine, and I want to let you guys know also, the last week was our final week with Sleeper, our sponsor. Okay, so we hope that maybe at some point in time we're sponsored by Sleeper again. It was a great relationship. They were really amazing, and that kind of ran throughout February. So if you're out there and you want to be a sponsor of the program, I'd greatly appreciate it. And, maybe Sleeper comes back on board. I still love Sleeper, and that's the app that I still will use for fantasy football, 100%. And I really like that, kind of the interface, and they gave me they were really generous to me. So I really appreciate it. But kind of, going into, March, April, May, I need you guys' help. So thank you so much for being here on the channel. All right, let's talk some NFL Combine. Did anybody watch the NFL Combine? Like the NFL Combine, it was great to see Alabama guys in the Combine. It always is. But I felt this particular Combine, there's a lot of guys that increased their stock. They really did. I mean, I'm going to go through kind of the list and what kind of impressed me. But, man, like, I thought, would you agree? Like, I felt like there was a lot of guys. I don't know if it's because they had, like, unfinished business or whatever it was. But, like, the guys from Bama tested really well. And there was a couple guys that didn't do, like, on the field, drills or whatever. It wasn't that big of a deal. I think I would have liked, like, I'll talk about Ty Simpson here in a second. I would have liked to see, his running ability, for example. But I'm just going to kind of read off some, stats for Justin Jefferson. He's on the left right here. 6 foot, 223 pounds. Justin Jefferson is nice, man. He ran a 4.57, right, which I thought was really impressive. He had nearly a 40-inch vertical, and he had a broad jump of 10.5. So Justin Jefferson is a guy, I think, whose draft stock certainly went up. Deontay Lawson right here on the right, 6'3", 226 pounds, right? He didn't run, and he didn't do any testing, which is okay. He admitted, he's like, look, I'm not the fastest guy. I get that. And I think I'm still drafting Deontay Lawson because of his ability to see the field. Like, this is a really good linebacker. So I take the veteran. I take the captain. I think he's a great addition. I take either guy. I think maybe Justin Jefferson has a little bit more kind of ceiling to him, whereas Deontay Lawson is a little bit more veteran, right? I think if you're looking on it. And thank you to the 55 that are watching the show. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. LT Overton. 6'3", he's on the left right here, 274 pounds. This is a great story because we still don't know. I don't even think they said during the Combine what LT Overton's injury was. And this is a guy who came over here from Texas A&M. He's probably one of the better transfers that has come in under Coach Kalen DeBoer. Coach Kalen DeBoer's had some good transfers come in, right? There's been a couple guys we always talk about that are misses, but he was not one of them. So I know he was a little bit sick, or I have no idea what happened to him, but he checked in at 6'3", 274 pounds. He had a 40 time of 4.8 and a 10-yard split of 1.7. The big man, Tim Keenan, right? Tim Keenan is a monster. Here he is on the right, 6'1", 327 pounds. My goodness. All right. He ran the 40 in 5.3. Do you think Tim Keenan is faster than you? Yes or no inside the combine? Is Tim Keenan faster than you? I bet you he is. He had a broad jump of 8.4, which is pretty impressive, right? And bench press, what are they benching, like 225? 21 times, all right? 3 offensive players to highlight is you have Ty Simpson, Jeremy Bernard, and then Jam Miller. And when I talk about like guys improving their draft stock, I think you kind of look to each of these guys, and I think with Ty Simpson, who checked in, by the way, at 6'1", 211 pounds, that was up, almost 20 pounds from what he played at the Rose Bowl. This guy was sick. Gastritis? Man, that's what he had. He had gastritis the entire, I think, like the back half of the season. He lost a ton of weight. He was down to like, I think it was like 189, they said on the NFL Combine. 189? Are you kidding me? Right. So from what I saw from Ty Simpson, did anybody watch Ty Simpson? I thought he increased his draft stock. I would have liked him to run the 40 and kind of do some on-the-field testing. He did not do that. And I think the reason I wanted to see him do that, because he can display his athleticism. He is so athletic. He's so athletic, right? But I think you'll learn that as he goes to the NFL, and I'm praying that he doesn't go to the Jets. I'm kind of hoping that he goes somewhere that has a good defense to where he can sit and be a backup. I don't want Ty Simpson to be forced to be a starter. I don't think he's there yet. But he threw very accurate passes. His deep ball looked good. Of course, it's against air. Not a big deal. I thought he looked great. He's going to interview extremely well. He's intelligent. He's the guy. I think moving on, you got Jeremy Bernard right here in the center. Yo, Jeremy Bernard, he had incredible testing numbers. They put up a graphic. It was side by side between him and Jackson Smith-Njigba, right? One of the best wide receivers, if not the best in the NFL. It was kind of side by side. And Jeremy Bernard's numbers were better than his, at least like his size and his testing marks. 6'1", 205 pounds, right? Big hands, 4.40, 40 time, fast, right? A vertical of 32, broad jump of 10.5, which was more than Jackson Smith-Njigba. He was faster than Jackson Smith-Njigba at the Combine. So Jeremy Bernard, I think, for me, I think he increased his draft stock. I don't know if he's like a day 2, guy or whatever. Probably. I think he's going to be a fine addition to the NFL. And then Jam Miller. This was a guy coming in, and I don't know. I felt like the season ended, and it was because of his injuries. I don't think that he reached his full potential. This man increased his draft stock. He ran one of the top 5 fastest 40 times out of all the running backs. There was a couple guys that ran 4.3s. Jeremiah Love for Notre Dame was one of them. So Jam Miller came in, and he ran a 4.4 40 time, right? He had a broad jump of 9.7. And in his on-the-field drills, he looked exceptional. You know what? I thought the running backs, the running backs looked good at the NFL Combine. And I was happy because I felt like the quarterback class a little bit down. I was curious to see the running back class, but I think the running back group is really good. And Jam Miller, he certainly increased his draft stock, 100%. So happy to see it. And let me ask you this. Would you draft Jam Miller? Would you draft Jam Miller to your team? After watching him at the Combine, I'd probably say yeah. I don't know if Jam Miller, and it's hard for running backs because the NFL is crazy. But with that speed, and I posted it, and people immediately went to the comment box and were negative and were like, he can't see the hole, this and that, blah, blah. He looked good. And I think Jam Miller will be, I don't know if he's going to be the best running back in the NFL, but I think he's going to be good, right? J. Cole says yes, all right? Patriotic says no. I'd probably say yeah. Not in a starting role, but yeah, I'd like to have him on the squad. And that's tough because, running backs have to produce. All right. So NFL Combine, absolutely was fun to watch. Okay, my next question. Look at the board right here. Look at the board, and I want you to take 1 second. Okay, even if you have to snapshot it and come back later, whatever. Okay, I want to ask you which transfer has the biggest impact. Give me two. Give me your two biggest transfer impact players this year. So give me your two biggest transfer portal impact players this year. I'll read them out. Got Josh Ford, Kedrick B. Jones from Mississippi State. You got Caleb Woodson, Devin Tompkins, Kane Strayhorn, Ethan Strangle, right? You have Stengel. You have Adam Watford. You have Carmelo O'Neal. You have Ty Haywood, Noah Rogers, Lorcan Quinn, Caleb Smith, Rayson Delgado, Nick Brooks, Ethan Fields, Terrence Green, Desmond Zulu, and then Javen James. What you guys got? I started thinking about this too. I was like, who are going to be like the freshmen that really have like, not only freshmen that are like, I have freshmen who I'm watching as kind of like transfers. So Wade's World has Noah and Tompkins, Noah Rogers and Devin Tompkins. Devin Tompkins is a really interesting prospect for me, right? Coming in from USC. What is he, like 6'6", 285? Yo, him and Terrence Green are monsters, right? 2389 has Devin Tompkins and Ethan Fields. You know what? There was a guy who broke down the Alabama offensive line recently, and he has Ethan Fields starting for Bama. Man, it could be all transfers outside of Michael Carroll that are starting for Alabama's offensive line. I don't know if that will be the case, but I think that could shake out like that early on, right? Cody, what's up, man? I didn't see you inside the comment box. Good to see you. Cody has Terrence Green and Devin Tompkins. That's what I'm saying. Man, those are monsters. Jarvis, what's up, dog? Good to see you, man. Jarvis has Caleb Woodson and Delgado. All right. Let me see how I would look at the board. I know who I'm going to go with. Nobody said his name yet. I'm surprised. I'm going to go with you guys ready for this? I'm going to go with Lorcan Quinn. I'm going to go with the kicker that he's going to make the biggest impact. So I'm going to go with Lorcan Quinn, and then my second player. Give me Caleb Woodson. So I'm going to take Lorcan Quinn and Caleb Woodson. And I'm a little nervous about that Caleb Woodson pick because I wouldn't be surprised. I think he starts early on for sure. I do. But I really feel that these Alabama linebackers, like, man, I just even watched some film of QB Reese. We might be sleeping on him. Yo, QB Reese is like, he's good. I was watching some highlights and I was like, whoa, we're not talking about him enough. Wade's World, I love it, bro. Wade's World says this. He's like, I'm still down with Connor Talty. You know what? The back end of Talty, I don't blame you, bro. The only reason I think Lorcan Quinn comes in like legitimately and is like an impact player is because he's got that leg from 50. Who's the last, when? Okay, for you, this would be a good question for like Jarvis. When is the last 50-yard field goal we hit? Can we find that out? How do we find that out? The last 50-yard field goal we hit. When was it? Rex, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Hope you had a good weekend. Cody says, Kyle, it's Ty Haywood. Okay. So when was the last 50-yard field goal that we hit? I don't think anybody said Zulu. I know. No, wait, dude. You're right, bro. All Talty needed was a little bit of smoke, bro, and he was ready for it. After that, he was money, right? Let's see. Kyle, I just said the kicker. Oh, I'm sorry, J. Cole. I missed it, brother. But you said the kicker too, right? It makes sense. I know, but when was it, Wade? When was the last time we had a 50-yard field goal? I don't know. Maybe I'll look that up and we'll post it tomorrow if we can't find it. All right. Okay. All right. Switching gears real quick. Alabama basketball. Man, I was watching the game. You know, we didn't do the watch along. I love the watch alongs. I was hanging out. I took a break this weekend, right? And like my breaks are like one day, right? I posted a video on Sunday. It's hard for me to stay awake. I like being here. You know what I'm saying? This is what I would do if I was like retired. I would still do this. I just like to be here, right? But I think it is important like to cool the jets and kind of just chill. And I did. I watched a movie, watched some basketball, right? I celebrated my daughter's birthday. Right. We had like a really nice family dinner on Sunday, so I did have time to like pull away. Alabama basketball didn't have time to pull away. Okay, on Saturday. I'll have to be honest. I did not expect Alabama to beat Tennessee. I didn't. And I've been riding this basketball team, and I knew this back end of the stretch that they were going to probably win a majority of these games. I did not think that they would beat Tennessee. I didn't. If I was picking, I would have picked the Volunteers. Away, Knoxville, that's a tough physical team. Those are the type of teams that beat Alabama, right? And they led the entire game. Which is crazy. By the way, our statisticians inside the comment box, Will Reichard in 2024, the Rose Bowl against Michigan, hit a 50-yarder and a 52-yarder. That's crazy. Oh, my goodness. I didn't know Will was kicking like that. 50s, right? I know I miss him. But, man, those are some big kicks by Will, man. Shoot. And you know what? In the NFL, he's doing well. Yeah, we were certainly spoiled with Will Reichard. I remember he showed up with a white polo or a white turtleneck and just absolutely go kill it, right? Man, that's crazy. All right, so look, all those W's right there, 8 in a row. This team, this is exactly why the whole Bediako thing is kind of, it worked itself out, right? And this team right now is red hot, okay? Phylon, I have no idea why they had number 13 guarding him at the back end of this game. Do you see this? How? You got it. Like, Tennessee plays incredible defense. They have so many guys to choose from, and they chose number 13 to go one-on-one with LeBaron Phylon? Are you stupid? I was like, what are they? Even I was like, what are they doing? LeBaron Phylon takes him in, and it's tied 69-69, jumper 71-69, and then there was 16 seconds left. Tennessee had enough time. It was a really weird possession how it ended. And then the game just ended, and Tennessee, falls to Bama 71-69. The only time that Bama led was after that shot by Phylon. So this basketball team, where are they going to go? I don't know. I guess they're a number 4 team, and in the tournament, I already told you how I felt about the big man play. Right? If something happens to Sherelle, cooked. And that's just the truth. Like, you don't want to talk about like bad things happening, but if anything happens to him, cooked. I seriously imagine this. Okay, Jarvis, I know Jarvis likes to watch basketball. I know Dano does. There's a bunch of you that watch these basketball games, okay? Let me ask you this to my basketball family inside the comment box. If Aiden Sherelle had to sit out a game because he had a cold or the flu or something like that, and they played Tennessee, would they win? I think they'd be in trouble. I don't think that they'd beat Tennessee. I don't think that they'd beat Arkansas. I don't think that they'd beat, Auburn without Sherelle. That's how vital he is. And it's not like, he certainly, contributes. He scores points. I'm just saying they do not have a secondary big man on this team. They literally have one big man, and that's it. If something happens to him, we are cooked. The only way that we would win, that Bama basketball would continue to win without Aiden Sherelle, is if, I guess you would go 4 guards and just pray that they shot 80% from three-point land. You see what I'm saying? They would have to literally make everything. So that's that. Noah, I love the kid. It's just, I think he's a liability when he's out there. And it just is, right? Rex has some info. He's saying Graham Nicholson hit a 51-yarder against Michigan in the ReliQuest Bowl. Man, you know what? I thought Graham Nicholson for a kicker, I thought he could have been better. I don't know. I just was never. It was because I was still like in my feels about like Will Riker, and the fact that Graham Nicholson beat him out for the Luke Groza Award. Man, I don't know. All right, so we've come to the point where let's just put some stuff on the board for the back end of the show. So if you have a question, if you want to like post something out there, someone said they had an anniversary. Can we run that back again? There's Rex. He says Graham Nicholson hit a 51-yarder against Michigan in the ReliQuest Bowl. Isn't it crazy that Bama's lost the last 2 to Michigan, lost to Indiana, and that's how all of the last 3 seasons have all ended losing to Big Ten teams, right? So if you guys have like a question for me, or if you guys want to post something out there, or you have like an observation, throw it on the board right now. Now is a good time to do that. And then starting tomorrow, we'll dive into the Alabama defense, and it'll lead us all the way until next Monday, which will be the start of spring football practice. So, and I'm looking forward to it. I am so excited to see. Let me ask you this: what are you most looking forward to seeing during spring practice? It can be offense. It can be defense. What are you most looking forward to? I think I'm going to say the offensive line. Right? Let's see. Patreonic says his parents' 58th wedding anniversary is today. Yo, 58 years. Oh, my goodness. Well, happy anniversary to your parents, Patreonic. We appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And happy anniversary. That is really, really beautiful. 100%. All right. We have Dano saying that the softball team is 18-0. Crazy. Man, hopefully they can make a run. I was driving past the stadium the other day, and I looked out there, and it wasn't completely full to my surprise. But I mean, they have such a beautiful setup coming up. These next couple games, it looks like they're taking on Ole Miss in Oxford in a 3-game series starting on March 6th, 7th, and 8th. So Alabama softball, absolutely cooking. Are you 18-0? Wow, 18-0 on the season. I'm kind of running through on the other side. Let's see. The last couple games, they beat Florida State, which was really impressive. They were number 6, number 7, and then they beat Dartmouth. They beat UAB. They beat St. Thomas, Kent State. Interesting schedule, right? Oakland, right? And next up, they have SEC play against Ole Miss. All right. So, yeah, Alabama softball, absolutely cooking. Michael says this: the offense and the incoming running backs and the quarterback play, right? Yeah, that's clearly one of them. Yeah, I mean, I'm so excited about the offensive line, but you're right. It's like the quarterbacks, right? You know who's going to blow up the internet is first video of Xavier Crowell. I don't think we've seen one yet, but can you imagine, right? I think Xavier Crowell, any type of footage of him will like blow things up. So, yeah, Michael's most excited to see the offense, incoming running backs, right? Jamie wants to see some O-line consistency. Rex points out that baseball won a thriller against Oklahoma State. All right, good to see it. All right. Suburban Vampire says, sorry for being late this morning. Good to see you, man. But still, he's not a fan of Ryan Williams, clearly. J. Cole says, my jiu-jitsu matchup. Oh, love it, man. James Cole, 148 pounds, brown belt. All right, March 7th in Nashville. Okay. All right. Good luck, brother. We'll be rooting for you, man. Jarvis says, I want to see A.K. Deer and where he is in the running back rotation. Yo, Jarvis, wouldn't you think that it'll be Daniel Hill? I don't know why I'm thinking this, Jarvis. For me, I'm thinking it's going to be Daniel Hill, A.K. Deer, then Kevin Riley. I don't even know that. But it could be like that. It might be Daniel Hill, Kevin Riley, A.K. Deer. I kind of, for whatever reason, I think it's like A.K. Deer is number 2, but I don't know. Cody, what's up, man? Shoot, what you got, bro? Ask a question, right? And Short Game points out that the time changes March 8th. Get the sticks out. You know, I was thinking about playing in a tournament in Purcell Farms here in Alabama. I didn't register. I'm going to wait a little bit more for some of the golf tournaments. I thought about it, but I was like, you know, sometimes golf in March, a little bit wet. You got to kind of wait to the back end of March into April, so I'm just kind of being patient. You know, I don't want to, like, start too early. But, man, I've gotten out a couple different times, just a driving range, just simple shots, right? Okay, this is good right here. Miss Crystal Jones posts, Coach Stallings turns 91 today. Wow, 91 years old. He's got a statue over here, right, outside the stadium. There was a Facebook post, unfortunately. It was like one of these weird Facebook pages, and it said that Coach Stallings had passed. I was like, what? But it's his birthday today, 91 years old, all right? J. Cole is excited about Josh Ford. I'm excited about him too. I think when you have like a 12 personnel set, I mean, the guy's what, like 6'6", 65 pounds? Yeah, I'm excited about him for sure. Michael Hill, Kyle, you got to respond to my email. It's a work email. Okay. I'll go through it. Michael, I must have missed it. See if I can find it, and I'll shoot it back to you. If not, you could just resend it. I'd appreciate that too. I'll put my email again. My email is easy to find. If you click the About Us, my email will drop down. But thank you so much. Let's see. Cody says, what team will Proctor and Keenan play in the NFL? My picks are Keenan to the Seahawks, Proctor to the 49ers. I think the last that I saw, Proctor was predicted to go to the 49ers like late, like the 27th pick. I don't know. You know, the Seahawks for Keenan could be a great landing spot, right? Super Bowl champs. Man, I'm not mad at that at all. I haven't seen like where he's at in the draft, but that's actually pretty good, right? I think some of their defensive linemen are getting a little bit older too, right? Short Game has Crowell, A.K., Riley are going to be strong. That running back room, yeah, 100%. The running back room, it has to go up, right? It has to get better. Last year, heavily criticized. Patriotic is asking me about Desmond Zulu, the bandit position coming in from South Carolina. Another one, man. I talked to somebody at South Carolina and said he looks the part. You're going to see him out there, and you're just going to be like floored. He hasn't like hit where they want him to hit yet. Maybe he'll do that here at Bama, right? Freddie Roach can kind of coach him up. But I think he's another guy. It's like, what, 6'6", 280, something like that? I have to look at his height again. Let me see if I can find it again. Desmond Zulu. Let's see. Yeah, 6'6", 255. Yeah. Wow, man. That's wild. And I think he's played in like 31 games. He played in 31 games at South Carolina. He didn't start, right? Cody says Jeremy could go to I don't know. Slow down on all the Seahawks. They play the 49ers all the time. I don't want the Seahawks to load up with too much. No, 100%. So when I go out, and I usually just take 56, 60, and I kind of I work around, but I do a lot of 3-foot putting drills. Now we could play, man. Yeah. I'm down. Just let me know. Wesley Gordon with some hoops talk. Bethea played a total of 1 minute in the Tennessee game. Something to watch as Bama proceeds in the tourney. Wesley, my short take on Bethea. Somebody put it, I didn't come up with this. I saw it on X or whatever. Somebody said this, and I thought it was perfect, man. They were like, he's thirsty to score points and like thirsty to get on the floor. And I was like, man, that is absolutely the truth. Like, if Jalil Bethia plays more in control, I'm curious to see where he is talent-wise. I feel like because he's not playing, the minutes that he's getting, he's trying to make up for lost minutes. And therefore, he's playing out of control, right? So if I want to see a more controlled Bethia and then reassess, but like right now, he just playing too fast. He playing 900 miles an hour. And turnovers, missed shots, yeah. And see, that's what I was thinking. 6'8", 6'9" is like Jaron Reed kind of getting a little bit older. Then you can bring in like a Tim Keenan. Could be interesting. But yeah, Seahawks, man, loaded up. Yeah, Josh Jobe as well. Josh Jobe. You know what? Josh Jobe played in over 800 snaps. I think it might have been way more than that this past year. He played more snaps than anybody else. You know, with New England and the Seahawks, they both had players from Bama. I think Josh Jobe played the most snaps out of anybody. Yeah. The guy's so good. And I think sometimes when you think about NFL cornerbacks from Bama, his name gets lost. You think of other guys. Josh Jobe is having a fantastic career in the NFL. Yeah. Right, Patronic? He's rushing, and you're talking about, the Patronic's talking about Bethia. 100%, bro. He is literally rushing every single thing. He just needs to slow down and just kind of let it all come together. But I thought, but Alabama's guard play is ridiculous. And there will be a time, I guess, when they need Bethia, but right now, they don't, okay? Like, they need him to come in certain times or whatever, but their guards are incredible. Wrightsell, Amari Allen, Holloway, right? Phylon. What are you going to do? Take one of those guys? I mean, you can't play them all, and you have to get those guys minutes, right? What's up, Bo3? I appreciate you, man. Good to see you, bro. Womack has improved, but do you ever feel kind of the bend it or break philosophy is lacking against better teams? I think with Womack, the one area like criticized for me, it was like the pass rush, right? And I think that will improve because of Alabama's secondary. But right, how many times were we like screaming at the TV, pressure, pressure, pressure? They were like sending 3 guys constantly. It got really frustrating. And then when we watched teams that were competing for the championship, whether it was the NFL or the college football championship, they were sending pressure. They were getting to the quarterback. They were making the quarterback uncomfortable. It was rare that Bama made quarterbacks uncomfortable, right? Oh man, yeah, Josh Jobe about to get paid this year. I agree, bro. The season that, like I was saying, he had an incredible year. Yep. Kyle, what do you think Josh Cuevas will go? I don't know who he'll go to, but there's some tight ends in the NFL or that are going into the draft that are ridiculous, right? I mean, the Oregon tight end, this guy, Kenyon Shadiq, I mean, it's crazy, okay? Have you guys seen this guy? The Kenyon Shadiq as a 40 time? Look at his numbers, okay? Kenyon Shadiq from Oregon, 2026 Combine, okay? He ran a 4.3 40-yard dash. He's 6'3", 241 pounds. He had a broad jump. I'm not kidding you. 11.1. He had a vertical jump of 43.5, okay? He could be like one of the top picks in the NFL draft. 40 time. Again, 6'3", 241. 4'3", 43-inch vertical, 11.1 broad. It is ridiculous. Stowers, ridiculous numbers as well. Eli Stowers from Vanderbilt had a 43-inch vertical. Like, what? So I don't know where Josh Cuevas will go. I think he'll be serviceable in the NFL. And the NFL uses their tight ends really well, but some of these other tight ends are insane, right? Yeah, 6869 also posting that Shadik had a 455-pound bench. Crazy. Yep. J. Cole says this. I saw Kyle going to be a superstar. Oh, yeah. The Shadik is insane, bro. Yeah. Rex cosigns. I agree, man. I mean, I don't know like where he'll be in like fantasy football and stuff like that on your boards, but take him if you can. All right. With that said, family, I appreciate you guys for joining me today. I really do. Thank you for getting inside the comment box. Thank you for getting active. When you see the videos drop, I will be back as news happens. And remember, next Monday is the start of spring football. So starting tomorrow, we'll kind of dive into our defensive previews. And we'll continue that. And, of course, news that happens. You can get interactive with us on our Facebook channel. And I really appreciate you guys for watching today's show. Thank you so much. 2389 with a closeout question says, which 2026 freshman do you think is most likely to become an all-time Bama legend? Oh, man. Oh, shoot. An all-time Bama legend. Help me out, fam. What you think? Yeah, see, Kevin doesn't like the Russian 3. Okay, so the question is, family, which 2026 freshman do you think most likely to become an all-time legend? Oof. Are we going to say it all together on 3? 1, 2, 3. Xavier Crowell. I don't know, man. Shoot. Cody's going with Cedarian Morgan. I think Xavier Crowell is, kind of an easy pick. I know Daniel's going to say Jeriah Edwards. Jordan Evans is going to be pretty good, too. I don't know when he's going to play, but he's going to play. I think a lot of people probably, pulling for Cedarian Morgan. Yo, Morgan could see a lot of time this year because that wide receiver room doesn't have a lot of experience. So, I don't know. That's a tough question, bro. All right. Enjoy your beautiful Monday. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you guys inside the comment box, and I will catch you on the next video right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will catch you soon on the next video right here.